Not needed. I thought I was.
That's okay. I'm starting to record now. Okay, thank you guys for joining me. I'm Deanna Hunter, and I wanted to share some of what I got out of listening to Emily Gibson and Brooke Hemingway speak at the Impact and Summit Highlight Training. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the two of them and then start with kind of a recap. So Emily Gibson, Emily loves to write, takes pictures, and cooks. She's a mother of 4 children. She's been married for 14 years to her loving husband, Sean. She began a career in network marketing in the fall of 2015 and soared to the top of her company, earning every top 1% award and incentive given in the last 3 years. And her personal motto is experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. And she is a Plexus Diamond. She is a level 1 of Brooke Hemingway. Brooke Hemingway is the proud mom of 6 little ones. With no previous experience or social media skills, this self-proclaimed introvert started her networking marketing business over 3 years ago. It goes on, and I'd like to just kind of tell you about her because I just adore her. She's in Hawaii. She just went double diamond with Plexus last month. She had only 150 friends on Facebook when she started and didn't have an Instagram account. And she has been the top prize winner for the last 2 years, making it to the Mishka Clay. You couldn't do better than she's doing. And she still shares some of her struggles. So Emily Gibson went first, and she told a wonderful story about this basketball player, and I forget all the names, but there was this young girl who wanted to try out for basketball team, and she was really nervous, and she was pacing up and down in the hallway, and she was peeking in, and they were already doing tryouts, so she convinced herself that she just couldn't do it, and she left. Years and years later, she had gotten a job, and she went into BYU, and the athletic director was that coach. And she told her the story about how I was going to try out on your team, and I talked myself out of it. I just couldn't do it. I just wasn't ready. She said, do you know that year I was 1 player short for the entire season? I had 1 person that I needed. And it was this lesson that nobody can take your place. You were too afraid to try, but your place was always missing because it's yours. So that was a wonderful thing that Emily had shared with us. And it's about taking accountability, watching the videos, and, really doing that training. And, you're doing all this preparation, and maybe you're prepared and nothing's happened, nothing's coming your way. But when that opportunity comes and that preparation meets the opportunity and they both kind of collide, that's when everything happens. It's like you've been working so hard and training so hard, and you're like, I know all this. What am I going to do? And then you start having people drawn to you, and it's like, I've been preparing, and finally I have this opportunity to just share it all and grow. And I just thought that was amazing to not have that fear of failure, but to just keep going, keep learning and preparing, because it's going to happen as long as you don't give up. So after sharing that, I'm going to go right into Brooke Hemingway's. I'm trying to do a quick recap. Like I said, they're on the same team. They're both from Hawaii. Brooke Hemingway's husband was, he still is, an ER doctor, and she was a nurse. He worked, 50 to 60 hours a week. Now she says how he's taken 6 weeks off of vacation and taken their sons here and there. Just really amazing story. She is a homeschooling mother of 6 children, and overcame anxiety and social media to just do this. And everybody doubts themselves, and when you find somebody in your life that you see the potential and the gifts that they have, you need to pour into them. You need to speak life into them and just constantly praise them and tell them and build them up, because the bad stuff that even you're telling yourself is so much easier to believe than what we see in somebody. Somebody would say to me, like, oh my God, Dina, you're so good at this, you can speak. I'm like, oh my God, really, like, I'm nervous or I'm scared. Like, we all have those fears, and women especially, we need to build each other up. And if you're seeing that in somebody, tell them, because chances are they just don't see it for themselves, in themselves. So a lot of the stuff that she was talking about was awareness, taking the action, and having the alignment. So the awareness is, what you want to do, and you need to step into that new life, if you will. Like, you may, think of stairs, and you see yourself up here at the top, but you're here. You're like, I want to be there, but maybe I'll never make it. It's like, you will. You just have to take those steps and believe that you can get there. So that's part of the awareness and taking action. Let go of the excuses. Everybody's busy. Life always happens. You know, I may say I'm busy because I have 6 kids and I'm still breastfeeding. Okay, you may be busy because you have a full-time job, and you may be busy because you're, you know, a caretaker or you're a babysitter or a dog walker. Everybody's life is busy. It's about knowing that this is where you are right now. This is a season of your life. If this isn't a compulsive, you know, addiction to where you want your life to stay, then grow and get through it because you're worth it. So you just want to be all in. She said something about you don't have to be doing it all the time to be all in. And there's a quote later that I'll share with you about that. Indecisiveness is death. And those are her words. You decide emotionally and mentally to just be indecisive. You either want in or you want out. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. So have peace and joy and abundance and stop playing small. She talked a lot about how a lot of times we're taught to play it small, kind of bow down. You don't want to make other people feel bad about themselves. You don't want to brag. You don't want to say, look at me, I'm doing all this. Stop playing small and let yourself shine and feel big, feel proud. You know, you're putting in that work. So shine bright. Don't make other people feel bad. Show them the path and the direction that they can go in. Becoming aware. There is nothing enlightened about being small or humble. You'll be dissatisfied if you always see yourself at the top of the staircase. You'll always be dissatisfied until you're there. So believe that you can make it and don't stop until you're there. And when you're there, help the other people up. This is what works. This is what doesn't work. If I can do it, you can do it. Like, we're doing this, right? We're doing it. So, all right, what does success mean to you? She talked about, you know, keeping it small. Success does not have to be this big giant story. Think about when us as women, I know myself especially, you're making a to-do list, and my to-do list could have 500 things on it. And every day I wake up and I look at this to-do list, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do today. And every single day I fail. I'm a failure. I can never do this much. So if I kept it to 5 things, could I complete those 5 tasks? What if I did one thing really well and accomplished it today? Wouldn't I feel tomorrow that I could take on 1 or 2 more? So a lot of that was just resonating with me. This isn't our purpose. It's a vehicle to where we want to get in our lives. So, yeah. Limiting beliefs. I'm too old. I have too many kids. I can't do this. How am I going to do it by myself all the time with all these kids? Those are limiting beliefs. It's easy to hide behind it. It's easy to make excuses why I'll never do it. But take massive, determining steps of action. And that's not so scary. Like I said with the list, take a baby step and another baby step and another baby step. And then guess what happens? It's this chain reaction. Now you have a snowball. And there was an analogy about, you know, brick by brick by brick and just laying it, baby steps. We were talking about Leaders Retreat, and there's that real popular thing right now about reverse engineering your way. I heard her on, you know, her words were, what you are saying to yourself, you know, write it down. And she said, be aware and reverse engineer your business and your life. It's the foundations to master. You know, you need, you know, the time problem that we all tell ourselves, and everybody's busy. You just need more boundaries and more discipline. You can delegate. You're branding yourself. And I especially, you guys know me, those who don't know me, I have 6 kids, 12 and under. I'm really busy all the time. But I'm always taking on more. I'm always saying like, oh yeah, I can help you out. I can do this. I have branded myself and find pride in not just doing all this, but I can do even more. And I'll keep doing more until I'm just broken. Like I just don't have anything left. So it's this cycle of branding yourself and saying like, I don't have to do it all. I can delegate and I can, you know, my kids, it's okay. I'm working now. The best thing that could happen to my children is I'm working now. They are going to have a chore list. They're going to have more responsibilities. They're going to grow as I'm growing. They're going to see that they can all contribute. Like everybody's taking on more because I'm, you know, working now. So you can start small and you can always scale big. Now, Maybe I can't afford a nanny. Maybe I can't afford a housekeeper. But what can I afford? Can I afford 3 weeks of a neighborhood teenager to come in and help me with laundry? Sure. Can I help, somebody come in and do homework with my children or cook a meal or housekeeping? Whatever it is that you hate doing, let somebody else do it, because that person is making extra money. They want to be doing that. It's providing something in their life that's going to free up for me what I can do to better myself eventually. So start small. Right now, I know that I deserve a little extra help. So maybe in 3 months from now or 3 years from now, I can hire a chef. I can hire somebody to do my laundry. You got to start small, because you deserve whatever it is that you can allow yourself to continue to grow. Okay, so the emotional part. We are on a roller coaster, and somebody had said to Brooke, and she kind of reiterated that, get off the roller coaster, don't do that. She's like, we're on a roller coaster. I don't want to be on a roller coaster that doesn't have ups and downs. It's flat, it's boring. So I'm going to ride the roller coaster, and you have to know that it's going to be emotional. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, there's days you don't want to do it, or you have to do it and you're not happy, you're not going to smile that day. But what you need to do is give yourself the tools to protect yourself from those emotions. Know that you can feel them, and then what are you going to do when you're having one of those days? For me, it's go for a run. For somebody else, it's listening to some music or going out by themselves, a spa day, a run, a walk, cooking a favorite meal. You need to find something, listen to a podcast, whatever it is that helps you through that emotion. Don't think you're not going to have that emotion, but when you're dealing with it, how are you going to help yourself get through it and get through it stronger? And the next time it happens, it doesn't really matter, because you already know, I just need a day to go for a run or sit and read a book and a hot tea or whatever your thing is. It's okay. It's a roller coaster. It can be fun, or it can be really scary. So stop making excuses. No more reasons why you can't. Only reasons why you must. That was a big one for me. A lot of times people victimize their children. Oh, my son's sick, they need me. And Brooke said something, because we both have 6 kids. We have a similar life. So she said, you kids, somebody's always going to need you. Somebody's always going to be sick, but Disney isn't so bad. You can put on a 2-hour Disney movie and you can get a whole lot done. There's people that work this business in 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90-minute segments, and they're going to the top. If you are in it, you just have to make it work for whatever amount of time you have. What does success mean to you? I kind of said all this because I get ahead of myself. I'm a talker. I don't so much read through my notes, but she really spoke to me. Finding alignment, it's very different than balance. She talked about something I haven't looked up yet. She said motivation is garbage. And she said there's a video on YouTube called the 5-second rule. And I wanted to look that up, so I'm seeing that in my notes. And then there was a couple apps. She said that there's an Amazon Best Self company. And I haven't looked this up yet, but she said that there's a habit tracker. And it can track your habits, so you can kind of change your behaviors and stuff if you need to. And then there's a daily planner, more like a brain dump, she described it as. And you put in your schedule, and it'll tell you, you decide if it's an energizing task, if it's a neutralizing task, or if it's a draining task. You don't want to get up in the morning and do 5 draining tasks and not have anything left over for those energizing tasks. And it's okay to take breaks when you need them. Nobody's working efficiently if you're like, oh, I gotta do 2 more hours. Oh, take a break, energize yourself, come back, and you'll get more than you were getting out of it. All right. Let's see. Okay, a lot of times people are shrinking and pulling away. Devin, are you recording this? Sorry, guys. Did you hear that? All right, so this is kind of where I'm going to wrap it up. Your decisions matter, and it's not all about you. It is, but it isn't. You have to be aware. You have to show up. You have to take action, but you're creating a ripple effect. So if you believe that you can't and have it, you don't find that it's going to happen in your life, then that's what's going to happen. It's just that ripple effect. If you just keep telling yourself, so write it down, focus on that self-awareness and change it. Somewhere she had said something about, we're not trying to find ourselves, we're creating ourselves. You can change whatever you don't like. Anyways, so I guess I'm going to leave you with a couple of things. Her mindset coach had told her that it's okay to accept what you're having. No. Nope, I'm recording this one. Oh. If I can do it, you can do it. It's okay. It's okay. So you have to say thank you. No, you have to say happy, thank you, more please. You don't have to settle with where you are and think that my life is already good enough and this is amazing. All right, sorry y'all. And then this was the last piece, and then I'm going to stop the recording. She says, live, love, take a leap. Live life to the fullest. Don't play small. Love people deeply, and most of all, leap. You don't want to be standing there with this opportunity to change everything and not take that leap. So I'm going to stop.